Welcome to the job interview, preparing to succeed. Job interviews can be challenging for everyone, and some students can feel anxious, inexperienced and ill-prepared. Today we are hoping to improve your skills by taking you through a simulated interview. You will watch as the interviewer and the candidate navigate the interview process, and at each stage we will evaluate their progress. Before we begin, let me introduce you to the candidate and the employer. The interview candidate is Rachel, a 21-year-old second-year business and marketing student. Rachel is studying full-time and works part-time at a local restaurant at the weekends. Rachel has received some information and support through her placement module, but has never had what she would class as a proper interview. The job she is being interviewed for is a placement opportunity with an agri-food company called Dairy Foods. The placement will enable Rachel to work within a team whilst being supported by the company founder to develop the business through improved marketing. Next is Sarah, the company founder and interviewer. Sarah started the business in 2017, and after a challenging beginning, the company has started to grow. Sarah is now looking for staff to support this expansion and needs someone with a passion for business and can bring fresh ideas and perspectives. On the day of the interview, Sarah will see 7 candidates, which she has shortlisted from initial 21 applications, in order to fill just 1 vacancy.
Hi there, I'm here for an interview.
Yes, what's your name?
It's Rachel.
Great, okay Rachel, if you take a seat for me, I'll let Sarah know you're here. Hi Sarah, yeah, just to let you know your first interview's here.
Great, thank you.
Okay, great. She won't be long, okay?
Business with marketing, done some volunteering, good marks, work experience in retail, interesting.
Before the interview has even begun, you can see some of the factors at play. Have a think of what these factors are and what role they might play in the interview process. Write down your thoughts, as we will be revisiting this at the end of the interview, where we discuss the different stages of the process.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm Sarah, I'm the Managing Director.
Nice to meet you, I'm Rachel.
Nice to meet you. Follow me, please.
Yes.
So did it take you long to get here this morning?
No, actually not that long. It only took me about 20 minutes to half an hour.
Oh,
So
that's not too
yeah,
bad.
the traffic was pretty bad though, that's the only thing.
Please take a seat there, and there's also some water for you as well if you'd like it.
Okay, thank you.
How are you feeling? Nervous?
I'm nervous, but this is actually my first interview, so thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And I like to keep these questions pretty informal. And if you need to go through any at the end, that's perfectly fine as well.
Yeah.
So we'll make a start if that's okay. So, Rachel, why have you applied for this role?
So I've applied for this role because I think it would be a great opportunity for me. I study business with marketing, so I think I'd be a good fit for this role.
Okay, that's great. So, Rachel, can you tell me a bit about your work experience and how you think it's relevant to this role?
Yeah, so currently I've been working in hospitality for 3 years now, and I've worked with lots of different people and faced a lot of challenges, but it's helped me become a good communicator and a great team player.
Okay, and is there any lessons you learned within your work experience that you think you could apply to this role?
Well, I worked closely with the business owner. I was trusted to create some social media content for the business, and that showed that I was enthusiastic about the business and also allowed me to bring some new ideas.
Okay, let's review the pre-interview stage by considering these questions. What are your observations of Rachel in the pre-interview scene? What behaviour did you observe? And how do you think that influences how she felt about the interview? Regarding the first few questions, how do you think Rachel performed? How would you score her performance out of 10? And do you think she is still in the running for the position? You may have noticed that Sarah had to probe while asking Rachel about her work experience. Do you think that she dealt with that question well?
So you'll have seen from the job description that we're looking for an individual that's going to help us drive our business forward and get us into some larger retailers. What strategies would you use in order for us to do that?
Well, I've seen from your recent activities that you secured a business recently with Eurospar and you've developed successes from that. So the successes I would look at would be product promotion, brand identity and digital information. I think I would also focus on the packaging and how we engage with customers, current ones and new ones.
Great, thank you for that feedback. We are a small business and we're looking for a team player who's going to be able to adapt to the changing needs of our business. So knowing that, could you give me an example of when you were a team player and how you helped that team to be successful?
Yeah, so currently I work in a volunteer group and I work part-time in a restaurant, and there would be a lot of challenges within those. So I could use an example from my part-time work in the restaurant. There was a scenario recently where there was a double booking on the system, and it was 2 hen parties booked for the same area within the venue. So my manager wasn't in that day and I was the only one on. So what I had to do was resolve the situation. So I thought the best solution was to phone one of the bookings, one of the hen party bookings, and let them know that they could no longer have the area due to it, a mistake of it already being booked. So as an apology, I got them a different area in a different venue with one of our sister restaurants and gave them a buffet and cocktails free of charge. And from that I learned that we needed a better booking system. I was honest with my manager, but he just told me that he would rather that the reputation of the business was saved rather than the finances we lost that night.
So Rachel, that's the end of the interview. Do you have anything you'd like to add that you haven't had the chance to say?
Not really, no, but I'd be really excited if I was successful.
Do you have any questions about the role?
Not at the very moment, I'm happy with everything.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate your time,
Yeah.
and I'll be in touch by the end of the week.
Yes.
Even though the final part of the interview is the shortest, it is no less important. How do you think Rachel answered the last question, where she had the opportunity to add anything else? Did she miss a chance to share other experiences or to plug gaps that she missed in the interview questions? Rachel had the chance to ask a question, but didn't. What do you think about this? What do you think Sarah thinks of this? Also, think about the final interaction, the handshake, and then the exit. Do you have any observations on that? It's important to not overanalyze, but we can recognise that elements of job interviews have more or less impact on the overall outcome. We really hope you enjoyed the simulated interview. If you need help with your interview skills, contact Employability and Careers.